I need somebody to heal, somebody to know.
Let go of who you think you are and embrace who you want to be. You are welcome on Akuda Talk Show. Today we want to discuss LGBTQAI+. We have in our midst our special guest, Bishop Dr. David Zitubo, to help us unravel certain questions. Bishop, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. There is this argument. Some say it's their choice, some say it's their right. So they should be allowed, they should be left to exercise their rights and their choice. LGBTQ, is it right or wrong?
Thank you for having me once again on your show. This issue about LGBTQ whatever it is, it's rather unfortunate. You see, it is something that I want us all to critically look at. When I use my biblical bias, for instance, the Bible condemns it outrightly. Considering Leviticus chapter 20, verse 15, for instance, the scripture talks about the fact that when any individual is seen in this way, one, a man having carnal knowledge with his fellow man, with the male species, man, it's condemnable, and such an individual must be killed, so to speak. Therefore, it went on to say, even if a woman stands to have an affair with an animal, the animal must be killed, the woman also be killed. Why? Because it is abominable. Truth be told, it is a sexual perversion, because that is not how God made it right from the beginning. It is, when it comes to the sexual act, it has to be male and female. That is how the Lord ordered it. That is how it must be. Anything that goes beyond that, it contravenes that which the Lord has set in motion. Unfortunately, this is the truth about it. Any other thing else which goes against what has been set in motion by God the Creator, it is wrong. And in the sight of God, Bible has taught us that it is condemnable because it is abominable in the sight of God. In the sight of God, it is no good thing.
Some say they feel trapped. How did this come about? How did we get here?
That is a very good question. You see, this thing is of old. If not, Leviticus wouldn't have made mention of it. Now, let me start from the very basics of it. When man fell in the garden by eating the forbidden, unfortunately, every other thing was turned upside down. And the mindset, which was of right, was turned to be wrong. Now, that is what the enemy, the devil, desires. That whatever thing that God has set in motion, which is right, he will turn it upside down. No wonder that right from the beginning, that man, after falling, began to do things that God hates, that God dislikes, which are abominable in his sight. If not for that, the scriptures wouldn't have captured that aspect of it, that attitude which is condemnable, by saying that such a thing shouldn't happen. If it does, this and this should be done. But truth be told, as a result of man falling and things turning upside down, I have come to realize that when you look at issues of life, you wouldn't be quick to go blame people who find themselves in this situation. Some come about as a result of the enemy taking advantage of them and walking them down that path, down that lane, where they just choose to be perverse in their action. They just choose to be perverse, to follow after the reprobate mind. Now, there's a portion of scripture, Romans chapter 1, verse 28 downward, gives us an understanding that because man became disobedient, because man chose to do things against the will of God, God gave them to a reprobate mind, that they began to do things that does not even augur well for humanity. Unfortunately, God gave them that right, or that allowance, so to speak, to do that, unfortunately. Now, there is this other aspect where, from experience, we've got to know that when women are pregnant, the state they find themselves in, it communicated subconsciously to the child in the womb. Importantly, now that fact, I've learned it. I've heard Duncan speak about it, the Archbishop, and then scientifically, I hear it is proven that the state and condition of a woman while she's pregnant, whatever sentiment, the information is sent to the subconscious of the unborn baby. So here is a case where a woman is in dire need of a male child, a boy, as it were. But then she goes and the scan shows that this is a girl. She resents it. She doesn't like it. And the message goes down to the baby that a boy is needed, not a girl. And here is a case where it's a girl. She is a girl. Therefore, the subconscious begins to work that it is a boy. When that girl is born, that baby is born, she begins to act and react in a manner that shows she is a boy, not a girl, unfortunately. But yes, a girl, she's a female. But because of the message that was sent into her subconscious while she was in the mother's womb, the reverse is also true. When a girl is needed and a boy, that is how, unfortunately, some of these things come to pass. There is also this one, that there is that hormonal imbalance. Unfortunately, this is a girl that is conceived, but will come out and will have masculine hormones, so to speak. This also happens, unfortunately. And they feel trapped that I am a girl in a boy's skin or body, so to speak. I am a boy, but with girlish features, notions, desire, and what have you. Unfortunately, some of these imbalances also happens. Then we also have this point where some sell themselves to the devil.
With all these ones that we are saying, we'll go for a break. But when we come back, we'll deliberate more on what you just said. Hello, viewers. We'll be right back.
I need somebody to heal, somebody to know.
You are welcome back. Bishop, you were saying that some have been sold to the devil. How?
Yeah, you see, in pursuance of riches, prosperity, fame, and the likes, many have gone to sell themselves to the devil, to the evil one. And part of the requirements would be that you must engage in such act, in such perversion. Unfortunately, they end up doing so to satisfy that requirement, to gain or to get that which they are looking for. Unfortunately, that is what has led many into that particular thing. Not because they had that resentment sent to them in their subconscious, not because they just chose to do that, not because there is that hormonal imbalance for which they find themselves trapped, feeling that way, but it is just because in their search for riches, no time to wait, no time to work that hard and what have you, they end up doing such a thing. That is why some of these things come to pass.
So with those that have the hormonal imbalance here and there, do we blame them? What can we do? So it means we should leave them to do what they want to do.
No, Akuda, you see, with all this I think 4 or 5 points that I just enumerated, when you find yourself in that situation, you call for help. There is help. Listen,
Where?
Listen, you call for help.
Where?
There is that which prayer, I believe in prayer, can help to correct that which was wrong. Prayer does. Prayer can do anything and everything, because we will call on God to help, to answer, and He will gladly do that. That is one. There is that part where counseling will go a long way to help, because you need to know that no, this is not right, this is not proper, as it were. It doesn't follow after the normal course. It is abnormal. It is not okay. Realizing that and coming to the fore with it, seeking counseling, it goes a long way to help. Medical attention also can go a long way to help, where the individual in question will be talked to, will be helped, will be assisted. There may be some drugs here and there. It goes a long way to help. There is help that will be offered to the individual. I am telling you. But when one decides to remain there, that is where the problem is. You see, whatever thing the individual might be going through, especially the resentment that was sent, and then the hormonal imbalance, for instance, and then the very first one where the individual, out of stubbornness, finds himself just doing that for fun, engaging in it, and it becomes a lifestyle. All these personalities, prayer can go a long way to help them. Counseling can also help. The ones that have sold themselves to the devil, I'm telling you, it takes deliverance.
So
deliverance from the claws of that thing.
But with the help you're seeking here, what if they don't know? How many has the knowledge, the education about it?
So we are making a clarion call unto all.
Some may also be feeling that guilt, because once you're going out to say this, you need help, it will be interpreted another way. So they'll be shy to go out to do it. So they'll rather remain and do what they want to do.
There is one point that I left out from the point I enumerated. Some also, especially with the women, they end up saying that because they were disappointed and brokenhearted in their relationship with the opposite sex, with men, therefore they've decided that they wouldn't go into any relationship with a man. Maybe their fellow woman understands them better, then they fall into that, unfortunately. You see, where there is guilt, I don't understand which guilt. It is even positive for you to have a guilt. That guilt means that you've identified that it is not good. It is not normal. Therefore, seek help. Now, when you go for counseling, you go for medical attention and what have you, there is that code of secrecy.
Okay.
All right? It will not be broadcasted. No. You see, you just need to go secretly and seek help, and you'll be helped. You'll be helped. I'm telling you, you'll be helped. You will not be made a public spectacle. It is a problem that you're seeking help, and you'll be helped. I'm telling you. I don't say the guilt is even good. It is a realization that what I'm into is not good, and I need to come out of it. That is good enough. But to make it prevent you from seeking help, that is why I may have a problem.
What if the individual wants to remain in it like that? Does that mean the individual has the moral right to leave it like that?
Unfortunately, let us go to the basics and understand. It is not a good thing for my biblical biases. I'll stand on that. And for the individual to say, I want to remain there, that is his or her choice.
Yes.
God gave us our volition, the right to choose. I can't begrudge any individual, but let us know that we are responsible for our actions, for the choices we make, the decisions we make, and there is a day of reckoning. There is a day of accountability. Anyhow we live our life on earth, we are going to render account on it.
Must that individual be victimized, isolated, seen certain way? What do we do?
That is a very, very important question you've asked.
Yes.
Very, very important. I don't believe in victimization.
Must that individual be shunned?
No, I don't believe in that, and I'll never do that.
Isolated?
You see, when people have problems, love is key. How we handle, how we treat them. You see, this is a problem the individual has. We've not dig to know why. Until we dig to know why, Akuda, we will jump to erroneous conclusions, maybe, and it wouldn't all go
But
well.
Bishop, do we have the time? Do we have that time to know why? Have we ever had that time to know what the problems are?
I could have believed that we should have. Ask your question again.
Do we have that time to know why?
We should have the time.
No, I don't think we've had
You
that
see,
time.
you see, this life, we should not be in a haste. I don't know why we're in a haste. There are people in such problems today. It will take time for them to be healed. Why are we in a haste? I don't believe in victimizing them. I don't believe in shunning them. When you shun them, they build their company, they build their association, and they love each other. What is the essence of we saying we have love if we can't love them and get them out of it? It is the love that we are going to show them that will make them responsive to the correction and the instruction and the direction that we are going to bring them. If there is no love, that is hatred. Hatred doesn't achieve much. It takes love. I don't believe in victimizing them.
I need somebody to heal.